It's the Roaring '20s. The country is flourishing. Some African American communities are prospering, like the residents of Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma. A remarkable Baptist pastor named Solomon Sir Jones is the pioneering filmmaker. His footage was lost for more than 50 years. Jones captures the bustling life of Greenwood, which could be any American small town. But Tulsa's whites don't like what they see. In May 1921, after a black man is accused of assaulting a white woman, a white mob rampages through the city. For a night and a day, they loot and burn Greenwood. A Fox News crew captures the only surviving footage. It is the bloodiest racial massacre in American history, leaving nearly 300 dead.
The inscription states, in the early 1900s, Tulsa's black community, the Greenwood District, gained national renown. Dubbed Black Wall Street, the neighborhood teemed with entrepreneurial and business activity: doctors, lawyers, pharmacists, dentists, beauty parlors, barbershops, dance halls, pool halls, movie theaters, restaurants, grocery stores, and so much more. Its nerve center, Greenwood Avenue, drew favorable comparisons to Beale Street in Memphis and State Street in Chicago. The calamitous 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, the worst of the 20th century race riots, temporarily stilled the Greenwood district. Marauding rioters seized upon this segregated enclave, leaving in their wake death and destruction. It was the worst incident of mass racial violence against a black community in United States history. In a remarkable resurrection, the Greenwood district rose from the ashes, peaking in the 1940s. Beginning in the 1960s, integration and urban renewal changed the social and economic conditions at local, state, and national levels, sparking a steep downward spiral. Today, the Greenwood district is resurgent. The new Black Wall Street is a collaborative community consisting of residential, commercial, artistic, educational, cultural, entertainment, and religious elements working together to reclaim part of the past glory of this special and for some, sacred place. On the morning of May 30, 1921, a young black man named Dick Rowland was riding in the elevator in the Drexel building at 3rd and Main with a white woman named Sarah Page. The details of what followed vary from person to person. Accounts of an incident circulated among the city's white community during the day and became more exaggerated with each telling. Tulsa police arrested Rowland the following day and began an investigation. An inflammatory report in the May 31 edition of the Tulsa Tribune spurred a confrontation between black and white armed mobs around the courthouse where the sheriff and his men had barricaded the top floor to protect Rowland. Shots were fired and the outnumbered African Americans began retreating to the Greenwood district. In the early morning hours of June 1, 1921, Greenwood was looted and burned by white rioters. Governor Robertson declared martial law, and National Guard troops arrived in Tulsa. Guardsmen assisted firemen in putting out fires, took African Americans out of the hands of vigilantes and imprisoned all black Tulsans not already interned. Over 6,000 people were held at the convention hall and the fairgrounds, some for as long as 8 days. 24 hours after the violence erupted, it ceased. In the wake of the violence, 35 city blocks lay in charred ruins, more than 800 people were treated for injuries and contemporary reports of deaths began at 36. Historians now believe as many as 300 people may have died. In order to understand the Tulsa Race Massacre, it is important to understand the complexities of the times. Dick Rowland, Sarah Page and an unknown gunman were the sparks that ignited a long smoldering fire. Jim Crow, jealousy, white supremacy, and land lust, all played roles in leading up to the destruction and loss of life on May 31 and June 1, 1921. Vernon AME Church was founded in 1905 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It is the oldest continuously operating church in Oklahoma. The church began as a one-room house at 549 North Detroit Street. The first pastor was Reverend J. E. Roy. In 1914, construction began on the current location. The basement was completed in 1919. The church's membership grew from 8 to 71 within a few years of its founding. In 1921, the Tulsa Race Massacre destroyed the church, along with almost the entire district. Many African American residents hid in the basement kitchen during the massacre. The basement is the only part of the original building that survives today. Reconstruction began in 1925. The congregation completed the current sanctuary in 1925. Vernon AME Church is the only standing structure from the historic Black Wall Street. It is also the only remaining structure from the worst race massacre in American history. It was a beautiful day on Greenwood Avenue with a somber atmosphere. A great time to remember those lost here 102 years ago and to reflect. I like to think we've come a long way since then, but we've still fallen short. We can do better by our fellow man, no matter the color of their skin, their social standing or their beliefs. May God hold those that were lost and bring healing to our hearts. Rest in peace.